Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science Channel, the Data Science Channel on YouTube. Today is August 31st, 2020, the last day of the month of August for this year. I just did an update to my database. Let's check, make sure it does include the most recent data. That's correct for New York Times, and that's correct for us. Okay, good. Database has been updated. Now we're going to go and randomly select a state to analyze. We're going to randomly select a state to analyze. Connecticut, the great state of Connecticut. So let's do this. Let me get rid of a copy. All right. So as you can see, I'm taking a bit of a shortcut anymore. I'm going to I'm simply copying an existing I'm just copying an existing report, changing the states. Changing the date to the 31st. Let's come down here, make sure we don't need any okay. And we need to change this to orders. Let's come back up here. GitHub, repositories, not to be confused with a suppository. Note that Ohio has this in there. So let's just get rid of let's just get rid of all this. Come over here. and do all this. And this should work because we're still dealing with the same name for the data frames. Okay, here we go. Let's let it rip. Pull in some data. Do a database connection. Pull the current data for both the daily and the county numbers on this. A quick plot for these are plots once again for cumulative totals for the cases and deaths for the state of Connecticut. You can see performed as expected here. Maybe a slight leveling off right here in April climb. Then it looks like it maybe started to level off a little bit here. Still climbing, but maybe leveling off. Deaths, steep climb, started to decline here, clearly showing a little bit of curve flattening there. Let's take a look at weekly numbers then. Weekly numbers with red line being a 14-day moving average. So here we can see the one major peak in cases, yet they have not experienced the same type of increase that the nation as a whole has. So overall, Connecticut's done a really good job because they're below probably 250 per day cases per day. Deaths are almost completely flat, well under 50. Let's take a look at some weekly numbers, shall we? Take a look at some bar plots. Okay. Minimum was here at under about maybe 500. Weekly cases is now between, say, 500 and 1,000. Deaths are well below that. The deaths are well below 200. This is 100, and that's about 50. So maybe this is 50, and this is almost nothing. Okay, the death rate. This is actually the ratio of cases to deaths. Okay, so this gives us a very rough estimate of what the disease is actually doing. You can see here, this is below 2%. So what's it? There's a word for that. I can't recall what it is. So death rate's not the right word. Okay. So what you're seeing is the death rate for Connecticut is really low, really low. Current current cases, current deaths, uh, bumping up and down to 500. Down, up, down. Kind of odd. Main thing is cases are holding steady at under 5 per day. Okay. Let's take the top 5 counties and see if this will work. Did I miss something here? So for August 30th, these counties recorded no cases and no deaths for August 30th, which is really good. Okay, outstanding. So overall, I think we could pretty much say that deaths seem to be flattening. Cases are flattening a little bit. Uh, Cases are very low. Deaths are even lower. Uh, weekly cases well below 1,000. Weekly deaths below 200, and the weekly death rate is still below 2%. So that's I'm gonna give uh, Connecticut an A minus for their numbers for through August 30th. Very, very good. Okay, so now let's just come up here and run the report from the top. Take one more quick look. Make sure everything's acting as expected. Outstanding. Outstanding. I didn't switch directories, did I? The report remains the same, even if I don't if I don't switch it. Let's just run this one more time so we can update the database. So we can update YouTube. Commit this. Okay, so that takes care of the daily random state for August 31st.